Hello and welcome to the website traffic by section spreadsheet. This is one that I made for myself and posted something about it on LinkedIn and got a bit of interest. So I thought I'd make it into a standard basic range product. What it does is it uses Google Analytics data, but it allows you to then categorize pages. Because what I found I was having the issue with was I had various sections on my website, and when people went into the different sections, I wanted to kind of gauge what they were there for. Were they there for custom spreadsheets? Were they there for the blog posts, resources, testimonials? What were they actually there for? And I had a few pages of each of those different categories. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to actually see where all the visitors were visiting, and then categorize the different pages by their category, and then see an overall view of who's coming to see bespoke stuff, who's coming to see blogs, who's coming to find out information, etc. Because then that helps me to understand what the people are looking for in order to be able to give them more of what they need. Um, However, Google Analytics gives you the pages and tells you how many views there are, but it doesn't necessarily let you categorize pages easily into different categories. So this is what the spreadsheet does. And the problem is the data has to follow a little bit of a process. I'm going to talk you through how that works. I'm going to show you the trial version. Usually I show the full version, but the trial version is limited for 3 months. So both of the versions, you select the start month and put in the year, and then it knows which the period is. This calculated period for the trial version, as I said, will be 3 months, the full version 12 months. But if you do get the full version of 12 months, it doesn't mean you have to buy another spreadsheet after 12 months. You can just use the same template and just refresh it for the new year. And when you do that, I'll show you how to actually update that. The screen class name removal, that will become obvious in a few minutes as I go through the report. But you can list up to 10 different categories. There are two kind of hidden categories. One of them is unassigned, and the other one is ignore, which you'll have the option to do. Ignore means that it might be some obscure page like terms and conditions or whatever that you're not actually wanting to monitor. You can say ignore. The other one about uncategorized is the default version before you categorize a page, but you can actually assign it to uncategorized if you want to. So you do have those 12. So make sure these 10 aren't one of those extra two. And then you don't have to use all of them. You can put in the different categories. So once you've done the categories in the starting in month, as I said, the screen class name removal will become painfully apparent in a few minutes, and I'll refer back to that. You can then move on to the CSV data. So this CSV data collects each month from Google Analytics and puts it into the right format, purely because I can't trust Google to keep their layout consistent. So let me show you how to do this. If I go to Google Analytics, what I want to do is go to the reporting section. And the reports I'm actually looking for is this one here. So views by page title and screen class. So if I say view page title and screens, what that does now, I want to make this to be the maximum of 250. And I want to set the period here on the spreadsheet. If I go and have a look and see, that's the wrong one. If I look and see what I have, I've done February, so I want March 2024. So if I set it to the 1st of March to the 31st of March and say apply, check those dates. I've got March, that is the next month. That's what I want. And I've got up to 250 pages. I'll show you the limitations that the spreadsheet has, but I've got all those. Now I want to export that data as CSV. So I simply go to the share this report and say download a file, and I want the CSV. Exporting to Google Sheets is a bit tricky. I'm using Excel. The spreadsheet's based in Excel. So I'm going to do download CSV, and I'm going to open that document up. And no, don't convert. And this is what I actually want this data here. But I want the headers as well. And I press Shift Control and down, and I get all the pages, and I say copy. Come back to the spreadsheet and right click here and paste values. Now I'm going in the first gray cell underneath the one. I want the headers in the gray row and a paste values, not normal paste. Normal paste will paste the same formatting from another spreadsheet and lock everything. We don't want that. We want to do paste values. Pasting values just is put in the data. Now you will need to set this up first and foremost, but you'll need to go which is the page title and select the header. If for example, one of these headers changed. So if this changed to, for example, views X, then that says, I can't find the views. What is it? And then you just come and select views X and select the new header. So you basically tell the spreadsheet what to look for. You don't have to put this, let me just take that back again so we don't have any issues. You don't have to clear this stuff out. You can leave that in because it's probably going to stay the same, in which case you don't have to re-put it in every month. Now you've got the data. But we did say that this was March, not February. So I'm going to select March. And that now gives me the data that I need for March. And it's formatted the right way. It's in the right order. It's got the month in it, etc., which the other one didn't have. And this is now ready for me to copy and paste into the spreadsheet. But before I do that, that's what I would put. I'd paste that in here. I'd paste that in here under the process data on a new row. So I carry on adding to that each month. This was February's data that's in. March will come underneath that. But before I do that, I just want to show you one other thing on the page categories. This is where it'll call up new categories. But at the moment, as you can see, I've already done March. I've put March in and I've cleared it out because there are a few of these counts that are at 0. So the reason I wanted to show you this first was because this page has got 1,000 rows. And one day, if you keep using this, the idea is that even the following year when you use the spreadsheet, you can clear out your process data and start again, but you can leave the page categories in so that you don't have to recategorize each page every single year. You can just leave it in. However, when you get to the bottom of this page and you filled up all 1,000 rows, then you're in a bit of a problem because you need to actually start replacing some. So I just want to show you how to do a clear out of this. If you've got some process data in and I want to say, well, I want to clear out all the pages that aren't in the process data. I've got a count column here, which I can actually come and I'm going to select that data down to the bottom of the numbers, copy that, and I'm going to come and I'm going to paste that into the sorter. And remember, paste values. Every single time pasting into the spreadsheet, always paste values. So I paste the values, and then I can use the sorter column, and I can sort smallest to largest, which then brings all the zeros into one place. So I can actually clear those out, clear contents, and then I can sort alphabetically. So now this has only now got the pages that are assigned in the process data. And then I can come and I can clear out the sorter column. And now I've got an up-to-date list here, which is as efficient as possible. And then when I add more data, it'll tell me to add it onto the sheet, which is exactly what I'm about to do. So then when you put your CSV data in and you've got this export, now we need to just transfer this data into the main page because we're going to clear this out ready for next month. So if we say copy and we come back to the bottom of the process data and paste values. Remember, never normal paste, always paste values. And now we've added March's data into the process data tab. Now we can go back to the CSV data and we can actually clear this out, which means that's now ready for the next month. We can even do a provisional strike here. If you had a 12-month, you'd have April underneath. You could select April, so it's ready for the next month. So you don't do what I did when I was testing this and put 2 lots of the same month in. But this, as I said, the trial version is only for 3 months. The process data is in here. Now, when you go to your page categories, and in fact, if you go to your dashboard, it'll say there are 24 alerts on page categories. If you go to your page categories and scroll down to the bottom, it's telling you that these are new pages that it's now found. Now, there are 2 ways to get these pages into here. You can either just select that, click the drop-down list, and it'll tell you what that new page is, so you can select it. Or you can just copy all of the green and paste values into there, and now you've got them all done in one go. And then all you need to do is go and assign it into a category. So this one I know is a blog post. This one I know is a product. And in fact, if I'm going to copy, I'm going to use the paste values. All of these are products because they've all got prices in. Paste values. This one here is a blog. Actually, that's a resource because that's a free download. It's a download a PDF. This one here is a blog. These ones here, because they're in different languages, and I'm not sometimes obviously like this, I don't actually know what the original is, and I'm not going to go and translate it. I personally just choose to ignore those ones. So I ignore the ones in the foreign languages, but you can decide what you want to do with them. and in fact, this one as well. Ignore. So now that I've assigned all of those, if you go back to the dashboard, you'll see that its yellow alerts are gone. So they are all clear. Now, there was one thing that we spoke about. You'll see on the process data, all of these things, the names end. But if you have a look at the original one, after the names end, let's just open that up and you can have a look. See, at the end of the original ones, all of them go down with the upward line, spreadsheet solutions, spreadsheet solutions, spreadsheet solutions. Every single one of them have got that afterwards because that's the website that it's from. So they've all got that spreadsheet solutions. So that spreadsheet solutions is what I have put into here, which means it removes that off of the end of all of the different um, page titles just to make it a little bit more manageable. So that's what that does. But once you've got that, it'll remove it at CSV. So it'll be in here where you paste the data, but it won't be in your page title once you've done the once you've removed it from here on the settings. So you've got your CSV data a month at a time, which then gets transferred to your process. Once you add more onto your process data, it will then actually ask you to categorize the new ones, and you've categorized them. So everything's up to date. And now you can go to your dashboard. This here are alerts and warnings. You can see everything's okay. There's no missing data. There's no obviously incorrect data. Here it gives me the months and what my page count was as far as the number of rows in the process data is concerned. And then it asks me what I wish to show. So I can either show views, I can show active users, I can show average engagement time, and I can show event count, and it'll change the graph based on these categories. So I can actually see each of those different categories. What are the views? What's the percentage? And here's the layout in the trial version for 3 months. If we go and have a look at the full version, which I've done, there you can see it over a 12-month period. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I hope that explains how to do it. Just remember, the one thing we need to do is always use paste values when you're pasting the spreadsheet, never normal paste. We collect the data, we pop it into the CSV, we collect make sure the headers are all intact, everything's correct, copy that across to the process data, then assign page categories, and then have a look at the dashboard and see what your data is telling you. I hope that helps. I hope that this helps you. As I said, there are 1,000 page categories available here. Obviously, these are all unique pages. It won't duplicate them. Your process data, we've got 5,000 rows for process data over the year. And the CSV data is 400 rows. So you could even do the top 250. You could even do another one with the second 250 and add some more on if you've got more than 250 pages. But I hope that helps you, and I wish you all the best with your analytics for your website. Thank you very much, and goodbye.